Next up, at UFC Vegas 117, we have Ketlen Vieira taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Ketlen Vieira 15-5 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5. Alternating wins and losses, taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti, 10-1 in her career, 5-0 in her last 5 on an 8-fight win streak. Ketlen Vieira, just a big old come forward, strike with you, work in a couple of takedowns. She's not fast. She's not insanely technical, but she is tough. She is durable. She's big. She's going to move forward, try to slow the pace. She's going to get in your face with some strikes, and then she's going to try to rip you to the ground. And she is fundamentally very sound. She is coming off that controversial decision loss to Norma Dumont, where the striking, she was definitely a step behind, but she had big takedowns and a good amount of control. Frankly, I had Norma in the safety parlay, and I still think Ketlen won that fight. Taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti, a long striker. She uses footwork and feints to manage that range. She does a good job working your legs early to slow you down and then coming up top. She finds a rhythm. She works forward. She pressures. She'll even look for the occasional takedown. When she's moving forward, she can be effective, but she does not back up nearly as well. She is big for this weight class as well, and she's got good, clean 1-2s. She's coming off that one-sided win over Mayra Bueno Silva, where she more than doubled her strikes. This might literally look exactly like Ketlen's last fight. This might look like the Norma Dumont fight, where she's losing the striking exchanges, closing the distance, getting big takedowns, and then losing a decision. Because Jacqueline is going to be faster. Ooh. So I think she's going to win those striking exchanges. Ketlen's going to look to grapple. Now, I mentioned I think she won that last fight. But Vegas, as we know, including the last fight card we just had in Jersey, these people don't give a shit about wrestling. It doesn't matter anymore. Erase it from your brain. Wrestling means nothing. So even a couple of takedowns here should not be able to save Ketlen from what effectively...
My name's Trevor Peak.
Would be, how many Trevor Peak cards are you pulling? Would effectively be a tricky decision. So I am going to pick Jacqueline here because she should win the striking exchanges, and even some takedowns won't matter. I think over 2.5, really safe here. Both of them are tough. Neither one of them are insanely dangerous. So I'm going to go with Jacqueline here. Ketlen Vieira, already you can see the stink face, looks pretty pissed about that decision. Jacob, who do you think wins this fight?
Yeah, definitely. That Joshua Van card is pretty cool that we just pulled. Yeah, definitely probably gonna be a close fight and stuff. This is gonna be one of the weirdest comparisons, maybe that I've ever made, Angelo. But stay with me on this one. I feel like Jacqueline Cavalcanti is the JDM of the females. Like, very good, rangy boxer. Doesn't have maybe the same pop in her shots, but it's more about the way that Jacqueline is the same thing every fight. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a rangy striker. It's got good boxing from the outside. And if you just stay at range, you're probably going to get picked apart. But she doesn't have a lot of power, so it's probably going to be close, right? And if you're able to get a couple takedowns, it's going to be really close because she doesn't land like really like heavy. It's just touch. And she's going to be the more technical, rangy, probably active striker in this fight. But just like JDM, it didn't look like he was fucking like adding to his game. There's not kicks. He's not mixing wrestling and stuff like that. Eventually, you start hitting people that you can't beat with just fucking pure boxing. We saw that come in, just happened with JDM against Carlos Prates. And I'm not saying Ketlen Vieira is Carlos Prates and that's what's going to happen. She's just going to get absolutely destroyed. It's a close fight. But as you move up the ranks, you kind of got to be a little bit more dynamic, have a little pop, have a little backup plan. Because Ketlen Vieira is a girl that's been there, done that against top competition. She came in 5 rounds, beat Holly Holm, like another outside striker. She's a big girl that has missed weight before, used to fight at featherweight and stuff like that. We just saw her just kind of muscle some takedowns. She was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting boxed up by Norma Dumont. Let me just fucking... And she wrapped her arms around those fucking ham hocks and took down Norma Dumont. Like, I have to imagine, like, if she gets against the fence and is dropping levels on Jacqueline Cavalcanti, who's had good takedown offense, but really it's kind of like against who type of situation, and she's winning these fights, but again, it's like kind of like against who. I feel like this is a different level of opponent. Close fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think all the value in my pick is going to go on Ketlen Vieira because I think she can just kind of stay with that smart pressure, understand the range. She's been there, done that. Get inside, get to those body locks, and slow this fight down. And if she gets her on the ground, I mean, she almost subbed Norma Dumont. Like, she's very good on the ground. So if she gets her down, I think she's going to win the round. Just like I was at that fight. Norma probably didn't win that fight, to be honest with you.
She did not win that fight.
I'll be honest with you. I was very
and
pro
Karma
Norma.
caught up to her in her last fight.
Yeah, I was very pro Norma in that fight because I had money on her and stuff. But Ketlen probably won that fight, and I think she can win this kind of the same way. Like, do enough in the striking, get the takedowns, do a little bit on the ground, and win. But it's a close fight. I'll take the dog.
I don't hate that pick. I almost picked Ketlen. The only reason I didn't is literally because Vegas doesn't give a shit about takedowns anymore. So it's like, they didn't give her this. They didn't give her the Norma fight, and this literally could look exactly the same. So that's my only hesitation, which is why I landed on Jacqueline. But I don't hate your side of this. If you do need a tiebreaker, since Jacob and I disagree on this fight, go to WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. It's only $10, 10 for an entire month's worth of access. Every pick, every bet, every tool, the artificial intelligence, literally all of it. WeWantPicks.com.